Hello, and welcome to MUFHL 315. This is Jazz History, and I'll be your professor for the term. My name is Anthony Marvelli, and if you need anything from me, my contact information is on Canvas. Please reach out through the Canvas inbox. It's very difficult for me to tie students to specific sections if you don't use the Canvas inbox. If you email me separately, I won't know which class you're in, so it just makes the process a little bit longer. But I'm super excited to have you in this class, and I hope you get a lot out of it. Today I'm going to be taking you through the navigation of the Canvas, grading, how I grade, the 5 key points of what you need to do to pass this class, and I'll end with my contact information and how to get the book. I'm putting the how to get the book at the end because you may want to review this video later, and the book information you should already have within the first week. So let's get started. So you can see right here, this is the home page. So if you clicked on your shell for MUFHL 315 Jazz History, you should come to this page right here to start. And this has a lot of information on it that you will need just for the startup of the class, what the class is. You can get to announcements through these links right here. And then you can meet me, and here's my contact information, which we'll go over later. Also, I'd like to point out at the bottom of the page, there's Connect for Education Help. This is the electronic text that we're using for the term. Their support systems are amazing, so please reach out to them if you have any tech issues whatsoever. You can email them at support@Connect for Education, or you can call them. They are on the East Coast, so they're open from Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. our time, Pacific time. So if you're not available to call during that time, please send them an email, but they will walk you through anything you need. And like I said before, I prefer you use the inbox to reach out to me because then it ties your account or the student to which class you're in. I have several sections of jazz history that I run each semester. All right, so let's get into it. Navigating Canvas, you're going to see on the left-hand side, we're going to have most of the things that you need here. The home page, the announcements. The announcements are huge. Please stay tuned to the weekly announcements. I usually publish announcements on Sundays and Mondays, and then I normally have something going out every time something is due. So please take a look at the announcements. You can also use the calendar. All the assignments are on there. I will have to explain something when we get to discussions, but otherwise, that's what you need. You need to pay attention to these. I'll send out weekly lists of everything you need to do to check everything off. And you will need to participate weekly in this class. I do not accept late work. And the other thing is, please don't use AI in this course. I know it's easy, but I'm not your English teacher. If you convey that you know about jazz history to me, I'm going to be super happy. I mean, minor word processing stuff, fine, I guess, but if you're using Grammarly, it usually rates on the detectors at between 40 and 60%. But if you're scoring 80, 90% AI use, that's a big problem. So please do not use AI. The other thing is, if you are a student that's in our DSPS program, please send me your DSPS letter immediately so that I can apply the necessary modifications. All right, so the first week you're going to have some things due right off the bat, like please read through the syllabus and take the section quizzes. You can find those under modules. Oh, by the way, so we covered announcements. If you click on announcements, you'll see all the announcements in the class. You'll see a list of what I sent out. And so you'll get, like this is, for instance, welcome to week 1. You can click on this, and I'll have everything that you need to do in week 1 posted. Then to reach all of your assignments and everything, you're going to want to go into modules. This is where you access the course syllabus. Please look through that. And then you can take the syllabus quiz and the learning contract, and those are worth 10 points right off the bat. Super easy to just grab those 20 points, which can help you out, especially later on in the course. So please take that the first week. All right, so in the modules, I tried to put links to everything that you're going to need. You're going to need your term projects and your discussions and your midterm, final, and quizzes, which are the 5 factors in the grading. So let's take a look at the grades real quick. You'll have 5 categories. You have quizzes right here, quizzes, discussions, term projects, and your final and midterm. Each section is worth 20%, totaling 100. It's weighted. So that means like there's only 8 discussions. So each discussion is going to be more weight than each quiz. The quizzes are going to be a little less because there's 14 of them. There's only 8 discussions. So each discussion is a little more valuable than one particular quiz. The projects, there's only 2 of them, so they're heavily weighted because there's 20% of your grade in the class, and they're both written assignments. I used to do a term project. If you've taken this class in a former semester, I used to do a project that you could choose where you do a group project. I'm still reworking that group project. I don't have it ready to roll out again, so unfortunately, I just have the written papers, essays for the term projects. And the final and the midterm are both worth 20% each. Ignore the imported assignments. That's just for me to import assignments in. I thought I unpublished that. It might show up here, but ignore that. It's 0%. Okay, then you have this is your list of assignments that you need to complete. And check out, they have YouTube links on what if grades. If you're ever wondering, like if you get down to the end of the semester and you're like, oh, I want to know what I'm going to get, you can put in a score like, oh, maybe I would score an 8 out of 10 on this assignment. And then it will figure in your grade. So it'll give you sort of a what if grade. But that's you kind of projecting your score. I think I actually, or I don't know how to do this undo, but anyways, it doesn't matter. This is a test student anyways. So it'll give you the ability to sort of look at where you're at in the class and how well you're doing if you use what if grades. Okay, moving on. So we're going to go back to modules, and I kind of have this set up chronologically. So discussion 1 is going to take up class 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we'll go on to discussion 2. So that's within the span of how much you have to do. So if you look at your discussions, you can click on discussions as well. You can get there through this. And you'll have like musical background discussion 1. So right here, please respond to the post. The original post is due 1 week before the due date. A lot of you are going to look at this and go, why isn't the due date for original post the first week? I can't split this assignment into 2 due dates. So the first part of this assignment is due 1 week before the deadline of the assignment. So you'll see in your assignments due, it'll say 2/1, but actually 1/25 is when this part of the assignment is due. Okay, so every week you're going to have some kind of discussion responsibility. So the first week you'll have the original post is going to be due. That way we have a week to respond to other students. It's pretty quick. You can do it. Please don't use AI. Do not use AI tools on this. Even word spell checks and stuff, I'd rather you write. This is supposed to mimic you discussing something in class. I don't care about your grammar. I'm not grading for grammar. I don't care how lofty you sound. I just want your raw opinions on this stuff. And most of the discussion items are opinion based. So please just write like you would be in class speaking. And if you struggle with the English language, please just do your best with it. If it's broken English, it's okay. As long as you make the minimum word count, which is 80, on each post, minimum word count. If you make minimum word count and you address the topic, you're going to get your full 40 points for the assignment. And you responded, right? So the next week, you're going to respond. So the following week, you respond to a student. And you just need to respond to one student. And it also has to be 80 words minimum. Okay? So the minimum post requirement is 80 words. Please do 80 words. Please don't AI this. I do check all discussion posts for AI. I check all essays for AI. Okay, moving on. We have quizzes. So the quizzes are going to be accessible in modules. You're going to go down here to, like, the first quiz is in class 2, I believe, quiz on section 1. They're broken up into, like, every 2 classes you get 1 quiz. The quizzes are repeatable, so if you take the quiz and you get like a 5 out of 10 and you don't like it, you can retake the quiz. Now this looks this way. I'll describe this when we get to the book, but this looks a certain way because I don't have the book purchased for this test student. But that's where the quizzes will be. That's also where the midterm will be and the final. If you go to modules and you go down to midterm, the midterm's open for a week. The final's open for a week and a bit. There's 50 questions. You can only take the final once, and as soon as you start it, you have 2 hours to finish it, both the midterm and the final, both the same routine. You cannot retake it. If you start it, I think it does let you finish it, like if you started it at 10 o'clock and you finished it at midnight, or if you started at 10:15, I guess, and you finished at midnight and 15 minutes, then I think it does let you finish. I think I do have that checked. But please just do it earlier than that. Get it in. You have a whole week to do it. It's just, remember, when you start it, you have 2 hours to finish it. Most students, it does not take 2 hours. It's 50 questions, and if you've been doing all the quizzes, you should be good. And the quizzes, if you redo a quiz, it takes your highest score. So I do have that checked. So if you get a 5 out of 10, it doesn't factor in your bad quiz. Just take it again. If you get a 10 out of 10, you can take them as many times as you want, and you'll get a different bank of questions each time. So it's actually good to take it a couple of times, because then you'll be more prepared for the midterm and the final. The midterm is on all of the information from the beginning of the class to the midterm, and then the final is only on the material that we learn from after the midterm to the end. So it's not a comprehensive final. All right, and let's see, we're moving on. So we got discussions, 20% of your grade. I already covered that. Please do those weekly. Quizzes, I covered that. Midterm, I covered that. Final, I covered that. So the fifth thing is the term projects, which in this term is going to be, and I put them right up at the top. They're going to be written concert report. The concert report is you either watching a concert. You can do a live concert. Just let me know which concert you're attending and have the documentation and explain the concert. It does have to be, the concert report has to either be off the approved artist list, but if you go to something live, then please get it pre-approved. It has to be jazz-based. It cannot be, it can't be some pop artist or rap artist. It has to be jazz. This is a jazz history class. So please get anything off of this list, get approved ahead of time. And then the approved list is here. Some people ask me, why aren't we studying more modern jazz? Some of these are considered modern jazz players, but the reason is, like, I don't have like cutting edge jazz artists from Korea, which there are plenty. But this is about jazz history and the people that shaped jazz through history. So, like I had somebody asking if their cousin does a local jazz project, could they use that? I'm like, well, I have to take that with I have to look at that on an individual basis, because this is really about jazz history and the art form over the past and somewhat of the present, but it's mostly focused on the past. Okay, and the other one is, the other written assignment is an analyzation of, let's see, where is it? Right here. Yeah, there is no group option. I'll try to take that out. The solo option is the only one this term. The other one is an analysis of a piece, and this assignment is locked until it's viewable after the midterm. If I go out of student view, I can show you. So I'm out of student view now. So this is, and then I have the approved list of albums that you could take from, and I believe you just pick one song on the album to analyze it. But these are all the tunes. On this one, please stick to this. Don't ask me to go away from this list. These are the top. You should be able to find an album on here that you would like to look at, or a piece from the album that you'd like to look at, because There's hundreds and hundreds of options, and these are all major contributions to our great our great heritage of jazz history. All right, so that covers the 5 things that you need to do to pass the class. My contact information is in the syllabus. It's on the front page. Like I said, please use the Canvas inbox to communicate with me. That's the best way, because then it links to the to your class section, and I can see exactly where you are, and I can look up your stuff, and I can get what you need quicker. The book, well, I'll take you through how to purchase the book. So when you get to modules and go to take the first quiz or look at the first part of the text, which is, and this is one of your questions on your syllabus quiz, or I believe it's a syllabus quiz. So you want to go to Class 1, What is Jazz? This is in Section 1, Essential Features of Jazz and the Blues. And what is jazz? When you click on that, you click on Essential Features. That's your first text or first chapter. You're going to come up. It's going to come up. This is after you purchase it. Okay, this is after you purchase it. Let me show you what happens when you have not purchased it, and you click on that. So you go to Modules. You go to Section 1, and I might have to look at what I have on that. Section 1, Essential Features of Jazz and the Blues. You go to What is Jazz? Essential Features. This is what you're going to get. It's going to want an access code for the book. You only have to do this once, and then it's linked to your account, unless your email changes. Like some students get jobs on campus. If they change your email, you have to contact the book company and get a new code, or they convert it somehow. So registration code goes there. The way you get that is you can go to the I have it in the announcements. I also have it in the syllabus. But if you go to this link right here, step 1, go to this link, and then you're going to want to add this to your cart. And then when you view cart, you're going to pay for it here. It's $79.95. I think it's more expensive in our bookstore. So hopefully you're using this link. If you're on financial aid, you're not going to be able to go through this way. You have to go through the bookstore. If you do go through the bookstore, I have another announcement in here called, if you purchase through the bookstore, you have to go through this set of steps for converting the bookstore access code to the Connect for Education code. I know it's kind of a pain, but you only have to do this once. All right, so after you purchase it, you're going to get a receipt with the code. It'll give you an option to register the code here. Do not register the code with the website. Go back to Canvas, go to Modules, go to the first chapter. Sorry, let me collapse all. Go to the first chapter, which is in Class 1, Essential Features, and put the code in here. This is the only place it'll work, okay? You will not access the text from the online website, Connect for Education. Even if it says, now register it, don't. Once you get the access code, come back here. And then put the access code in here and click Submit, and it'll open up the text for you. And then you shouldn't have to do that more than once. It should only be a one-time thing. Unless there's some snags, which there's always a few tech things. Which reminds me, all digital assignments, like everything that I accept assignment-wise, you get a 1-day grace period. So most of everything is due on Sundays. Like 99% of the work is due on Sunday. The book company's not open on Sunday. I give you until Monday. So no deduction of points or anything like that. If you turn in the assignment on the next day that it's due, you will be fine. Other than that, you can't even turn it in. So there really is no ability to do late work in this class. The only caveat to that is the last assignments, the final, is due on the Thursday. So it's the only day that something is due outside of the due date. So on the last week, and you should have everything in by that, well before that. So you don't have an extra grace period on the final or the last parts of the work that are due on at that week. Okay, so if you have any questions, please email me through the Canvas inbox. I hope this is helpful to you. It's a fairly easy class if you follow the instructions and stay alert. Look every Monday, take a look every Monday for announcements. These announcements are huge. They're going to tell you exactly what you need to do each week. Let me see if this is updated correctly. You cannot pass the class without the book. You must purchase the book. If you can't afford the book right now, or if you're waiting on financial aid or whatever reason, you need to contact me and let me know this week, week one. If you don't have the book, I usually drop people week two. So if you don't have it, please contact me because I can get you a 14-day pass while you wait for your financial aid. But ultimately, this is a college class. You are responsible for having your materials and the book the first week of class. So I hope that works for everyone. Oh, this due date is probably wrong. I will update the announcements. It's probably from a previous semester. So you'll get an email that looks a lot like this every week. So please check it. By the way, this Today in Jazz History is just something I like to do. It's not part of your grade, but it is very interesting. I look up the day that I put the post out in history, and I find some interesting things, and I usually put a YouTube video for you to watch. Some of them are 2 hours long. Some of them are 5 minutes long. So it's not essential to the class. It's just something to enhance the experience you're getting through jazz history. If you have time to look at it each week or go back when you can, they're going to always be there in your announcements, and they're interesting little fun facts and fun things. A lot of them is just the music. I try to expose you to as much music in this class as possible. All right, well, I hope you've had a good time, and if you have any questions, please, again, reach out to me. Communication is key. If you are going to miss something or have some sort of thing, if it's come up, it's better to talk to me before it's due than rather than after it's due. Oh, I forgot to do it, whatever, and then I hear all these excuses. The only thing for late work is I'm going to need a medical note. I'm going to need a doctor's note for any kind of modification on due dates. So I hope that's helpful to you, and take care.